This is 9 News.
Rematch. The Broncos and Panthers are back on the field again, but only one team has the Lombardi Trophy in hand.
Good morning. I am live at Civic Center Park where so many festivities are going on right now. Broncos fans, tonight is your night and you can get revved up for the game starting right now.
And they are getting revved up. All right, we'll check back in with Colleen, but banned from the pool, and there's more. Brian Lochte will be forced to pay back $100,000 in bonus money he got from winning a gold medal in Rio. Also, hundreds of high school students in Texas evacuated after reports of an active shooter. And that is where we begin with that breaking news. It happened in the West Texas town of Alpine. A shooter came into a high school with a gun earlier this morning, and now that shooter is dead and 2 other people are injured. Now, that's according to the NBC station in El Paso, Texas. The Brewster County Sheriff's Office there says it was a girl, a female student, who died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. They say she was the shooter. A second student was shot and taken to the hospital. An officer was shot in the leg. Schools in Alpine were locked down while police searched for the suspect. The school district's website says the town of about 5,900 residents has 3 schools. Alpine is 220 miles southeast of El Paso. Again, a girl accused of going in and shooting other students. Police now say that student shooter has died. Living live over the Mile High right now, football fans and Broncos fans especially are pumped up for tonight. Boy, that field looks good. In just a few hours, this stadium will look a whole lot different. There'll be a lot of people in those seats. You know, it was just 7 months ago that the Broncos and Panthers met for the Super Bowl. That game, all about the defense. The Broncos had and still have the best in the league. Look at that. Cam Newton just spent more time on the ground than he did standing up. They're going to meet again in just a few hours. It was a tale of 2 MVPs in Super Bowl 50. Cam Newton was the regular season MVP. Von Miller would end up the Super Bowl MVP. And he really stole the spotlight from Cam. Miller had 2.5 sacks. He forced 2 fumbles, which the Broncos recovered. Meanwhile, Newton threw an interception. And when he got one in the hands of the right person, he really only completed 44% of his passes. He also fumbled the ball twice. Now, analysts think Cam will be more prepared for Denver's defense today, but Broncos fans say there's no escaping the Orange Crush. You know, this morning, crews came out to touch up the paint in the end zone. We shot this video on the field during 9 News Mornings. A lot of precision and work, but it's worth it to make the field look absolutely perfect as Mile High Stadium is in the national spotlight tonight. So, will they have great weather for the game? Becky Ditchfield is in the backyard.
Hey.
So what do you think, Becky?
Yeah, I think they've got great weather. It's a warm day, so it's going to be warm for those players on the field, but dry conditions all the way throughout the afternoon. Outside right now, lots of sunshine. You're seeing it out your window, so are we. This is the top of the building here at Spear and Logan. It looks clear blue. Now, earlier this morning, some folks actually saw some fog, not necessarily here, but definitely out on the eastern plains. That is slowly starting to lift. The dense fog advisory just expired, but still visibility down to about 1.3 miles out near Burlington. That's the only moisture that we have around the state right now. All of the rain outside of Colorado pushing into Kansas, and we are forecasting for a pretty darn dry day. In fact, thunderstorms not even really expected here in Denver. If we see anything, they're going to be general thunderstorms on our eastern plains with the severe weather threat well across the upper Midwest, stretching into the Northeast. We're at 75 right now here in the city, 72 in Fort Collins, 74 for Greeley, 76 around Longmont. We've got 60s and 70s in the foothills. For the next couple of hours, we're warming up quickly. At 1 o'clock, we'll be at 85, 86 at 2, and 87 at 3 p.m. So Broncos fans that are out and about, you are really going to enjoy today. Speaking of, let's head on out to Civic Center Park where Colleen Ferreira is covering Broncos Mania. Hey, Colleen.
Broncos fever all over again, Becky. Hey, you know, it was really chilly this morning. Right now, it is warm, toasty. The sun is shining, and everyone is smiling, that's for sure. We're in the NFL Kickoff Village here, Civic Center Park, and we're in an area right now where you can actually find some Broncos gear, put it on, and take some great pictures. Braden over here, I think that jersey's a little big for you. You look great. How you doing, Braden?
Good.
Good. So who's your favorite player?
Peyton Manning.
Okay. Do you have a new favorite player now that Peyton's retired?
No.
All of them?
No.
He said Von Miller earlier to me. Are you warm under all that? It's getting really hot out here.
Not at all.
Not at all. And what about school? Are we taking a day off to enjoy this?
This is the best day of my life.
Say that again.
This is the best day of my life because I don't have school.
This is the best day of his life. Now, if Braden feels that way, I'm sure there are thousands of fans out here that also feel that way. Opened up at 10 a.m., goes until 6 p.m. tonight. People are signing autographs out here. There's helmets to take pictures with. There's so many great activities. And the biggest headline of Civic Center Park today is that free concert. Dierks Bentley and One Republic coming here. Gates here at Civic Center Park open at 3 p.m. for that. The concert starts at 4:30. A lot of fans out here today, maybe calling in sick from work, but it's okay because I will write any one of you a sick day note for today. We've got to stick together and stay united in orange. All right, earlier this morning, we had some very lucky VIP fans out here bright and early, 7:30 this morning. Take a look at this video. It'll sure make you smile if it doesn't do anything else. These guys were part of the Peyton Manning Retirement Combine. What they had to do was put on a robe, just like you've seen Peyton Manning in some of those commercials. They had to do some laundry. They had to do some dishes. They had to catch some of that laundry and hop onto the couch. The prize for all that, they got to keep one of those robes they were wearing with Peyton Manning's number on it. Pretty cool to compete with Peyton Manning. Heard he was out here too to greet some of those fans. Guys, I can tell you, some of those people have a really good arm doing laundry, trying to throw all that laundry, across the way into that washing machine. So it was pretty funny to see all those guys out there. All right, like I said, so many people out here. If you're coming down here, you want to enter through Broadway or Colfax. Very limited parking. You want to think about public transportation. Amelia Earhart's going to join us now. She's got some tips for how to get around all the traffic today.
Thanks so much, Colleen. Tens of thousands of drivers are going to be out and about today, making their way down to the stadium or maybe Civic Center Park. There's a lot going on. So we want to help you create your Broncos traffic game plan. If you're headed to the stadium, I-25, Colfax, and Federal will be your busiest alternate routes. If you're headed down to Civic Center Park, Colfax, 14th, Broadway, and Bannock, that's the center of all the festivities. There are about 30,000 parking spaces available in downtown Denver. They are going to be hard to find, so plan ahead. Maybe use a private lot and then use the free 16th Street Mall shuttle to get down to Civic Center Park itself. Lots of options. You can ride share like Uber or Lyft, use a bike lockup station, or walk your way down. Now, we want to hear about your game day plans. We want to hear your pictures, see your pictures as well. So use the hashtags 9News and hashtag WeAreBroncos and let us know where you're headed. Wherever you're going, just make sure you get there safely. Taronda?
All right, thanks, Amelia. Many of you are already using that hashtag #WeAreBroncos to share your Broncos spirit. There's a theme here. We're seeing lots of baby Broncos and pets too. Whatever you want to show with your Broncos spirit, keep those pictures coming. We'll just keep on sharing them. But man, we just love that hashtag #WeAreBroncos. Well, Channel 9 is the place to be today. Coverage of tonight's game begins with 9 News at 4, live from inside the stadium. Then at 5:30, NBC will have its kickoff special. They'll have live previews of the game and live coverage of the concert going on in Civic Center Park. Kickoff slated for 6:40 sharp. Not 7 o'clock, 6:40. And be sure to stay tuned after the game. 9 News will be in the locker room with the Broncos. Don't forget to have your TV on early for a special pregame championship moment. The NFL is staying tight-lipped about the details, but it is telling fans at Mile High to be in their seats at 6. A special Super Bowl championship celebration begins at 6:20. Can't wait to see what that is. On to some other news right now. Ryan Lochte will have to hang up his Speedo for a while. He's been suspended from the sport for 10 months, and it'll cost him more than his pride. Lochte is required to forfeit $100,000 in bonus money that came with that gold medal he got at the Olympics. Now, this is part of the penalty for his drunken encounter at a gas station in Brazil. The U.S. Olympic Committee and USA Swimming announced the penalties today. Lochte agreed to a ban that includes next year's World Championships. He'll get no monthly funding from either organization. He cannot access USOC training centers, and he must perform 20 hours of community service. He will also miss Team USA's post-Olympic trip to the White House. Gosh. Well, another major recall. All Ford owners need to hear about this one. We'll tell you what it is. And the new iPhone is unveiled, but not everyone's happy about one of the newest features.